Hello everyone, welcome to Winged Paper Crafting. My name is Angel Fitch. If you're new around here, welcome. If you're returning, welcome back. I'm so glad you've stopped by my YouTube channel. Tonight we're going to delve into our fifth set of alternative cards for the June 2025 Paper Pumpkin Kit called Full of Charm. Here are the 9 cards that you could have made if you had done them as intended. And we're going to do, like I said, our fifth set of alternatives. So let's get started. So our first card, we're going to start with a card base out of Berry Burst that is 8.5 by 5.5, and we're going to score it at 4 1/4. We're going to just give it a good burnish here. I have a piece of white that's 5 by 4 1/4. This is for the inside. And then we have a card base that this is half of one of the card bases that I took and cut the middle of it out with this everyday detail die that does a nice rectangle. It takes the middle out and still cuts the detail, the dots then around where it cut out the middle. So this is going to go down here. And we're actually going to do this card this way. We're going to do it horizontal. So let's go ahead and put this piece down with our seal. And then we're going to put a piece on the inside of the place that I took out of the center. So let's get this centered up here. Okay, so just like that. Now, I cut with using that same everyday detail die. I cut a second side and a second time, and this time I wanted the inside. So this is garden green. No, this is not garden green. What is this? This is oh my goodness. This is Old Olive. I'll be okay. Boy, I couldn't remember. So this is Old Olive. And so this is going to go right down here to fill in our space there in the middle. So let's see. We're going to go ahead and then I've got a piece of that cut out, pop out that was part of the kit. Now I've just trimmed this. This is basically the lower half of this that was a bigger piece, and I've just kind of trimmed around this. So we're going to put that right here. So let's see. We want to put this down. Actually, you know what? I'm going to pop this up. I'm just thinking as we go here. I'm going to pop this up, but I'm going to make sure that this side here is left open. So I'm not going to put any dimensionals on that upper side, at least in the middle. So we're just going to do just like this, and I'll show you why I did this here in just a second. So let's put this on the inside here. Okay, so we're going to just do that. Then I've got this piece that I cut out of Berry Burst, and this came from the add-on dies that are actually for next quarter. So the Circle of Season dies, I used this circle. And we're going to stamp on this and then just kind of slip it right back behind this green piece. So on here we're going to do what do we want on the outside? I thought I had something picked out. Let's see. Where's my stamps? My stamps, here they are. Let's do what should we put there? How about the let's see if this one will fit. I think we can get the happy birthday on there. So let's use this. So let me pick this up on a block here, and we're going to stamp in Memento Black because this Melon Mambo is kind of a dark color. So let's do black. Just going to ink it up here. And we're just going to go right about here. Okay, so happy birthday. And then on the inside, what are we going to do? Let's do the, let's see, the one that says, let's celebrate you. So we will go ahead and stamp up our inner piece here as long as we're stamping. So let me get this on the block. And we'll just go ahead and do this in black as well. And this memento pad is not near as juicy as the rest of the regular ink pads. So you kind of got to work at it to get your stamp inked up. So we're just going to go right here. All right, perfect. Okay, let's put this ink away. And we will get... you guys were probably all yelling at me. Wrong way. Let's try that again. Let's do it this way since it's going to be a horizontal card. Oh my goodness. That is so funny. I do that all the time. All right, let's try one more time. How about this way? There we go. That's better. All right, we'll get this on the inside of our card and then we'll finish our outside there. So we'll just put this down like this. Okay, now back to the outside. So I want to slip this down under here and we'll just have the happy birthday peeking out. So I'm going to just kind of put our adhesive at the bottom here. Maybe we'll do just about halfway up. And we'll slip this down in here and we'll give that a good push down. There we go. Now let's finish our top piece here. So let's put our flowers down. I'm just going to go flat with these since we popped up the green piece. I don't want to give it too much dimension because then you run into, you know, postage issues when you go to send it. It'll cost more than the normal fortune. Alright, so we're just going to put it right down here in the bottom left hand corner. There we go. Perfect. Okay, the last thing we need is some bling, and we're going to use these purple backed adhesive sequins here, which are more pink than they are purple if you ask me, but you know, what do I know? So let's use, let's see, which kinds? I'm thinking we should use the darker ones. So let's do these. We'll put one there. And there. And one more down here at the bottom. Perfect. Okay. So there's our first card. Now, let's take a look at our second one. So our second card here, part of this is going to look familiar because the first time when I went to design the first card that we did, and I went to cut out the inside, as you can see, it's very crooked. And I thought, okay, I can't do that. So we're just going to cut, we're going to use this, but we're going to cover it up. So we're going to start with another card base of Berry Burst, 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. Give it a good burnish. We've got our inside piece that's 5 by 4 1/4. This we're going to put down here. So this has been cut to 5 by 4 1/4. And then we're going to cover up our hole. So you'll never know it's there. So we are going to put this down. You know, what do they say? There's no mistakes in paper crafting, only reasons for, you know, embellishments or different designs. Okay. Because I really didn't want to waste this half of this card base, but that was so crooked. It's just like, I can't do that. So I've got a piece now of bubble bath that we're going to put over the top of this that covers up our hole there. So this is 3 3/4 by 5. So we're just going to put it down over the top. And you'll never know that there was a messed up hole in the middle. Alright, let me get this a little straighter. Let's see. Alright, so there's that. Now, I did go ahead and cut another one of these with that Everyday Details die because I wanted this middle piece. So we're going to put this here. I'm going to go ahead and pop this up on some dimensionals. So we'll get this down. And then we'll finish. I'm going to leave the edges kind of free a little bit because we're going to do some tucking here. So we're going to put this center in the center. And then I cut out of the Charming Day set, I cut a couple of these little leafy things. So using this die right here. So I cut these in white, and we're going to use our hello across the middle here, and we're going to tuck our leaves to each side. So we're just kind of going to do one at the top and one at the bottom. So let me go ahead and get our leafy bits down. Okay. I use my Tombow. Just a little bit. We don't need a lot. A dot on each leaf will do. So I'm just going to put this one to the side here. This is why I didn't put any dimensionals on the sides, because I knew I wanted to tuck these in here. So we're going to put this one like that. And this one. We'll go down at the bottom. Just like that. Okay, and then we will get our hello on the front. So I'm going to use our real fine tip glue for this because it's so delicate. And if I tried to use the Tombow, I would have glue absolutely everywhere. So we'll just give a few dots to this piece, and then we'll get it onto the front. Okay, I'm getting glue everywhere even as we speak. Okay, so we're going to put this right across the middle here. And I'm just going to hold this down for just a minute here so it will get tacky and stick. Okay, that looks good. Now, so we've got hello on the outside, and we're going to put something on the inside. What are we going to do? We're going to put, let's see. I really wanted, Miss You. So here's our Miss You. We're going to do that on the inside, and we're going to use Berry Burst. So we'll ink this up. And we'll get this just down here at the top. Perfect. Okay. Put the ink away. Get this on the inside, and we'll put some bling on the outside, and we will be done. These were pretty quick today. So let's put that down. Okay, we're going to use the same bling we used earlier, so some more of these purple adhesive back. I'm really trying to get rid of these. I have like packages and packages and packages of them. So, let's see. Let's try to use this pinky color here. And one more down here. Okay. So, there are our 2 cards for today. So don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button, and make sure you ring that bell so that you get notified every time I upload a video. And I've got, so this was set 5, the 5th set. What's today? Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. So I've got 3 more sets for this month, and then we can move on to July's kit. So leave me a comment down below and let me know which one of these was your favorite. And I will see you all tomorrow. Have a crafty evening. Bye.